So hi guys, this is a 1965 Fiat 1100, also known as the Fiat Millecento. Some of you might be familiar with this car. It was used heavily in India. At that time there weren't too many cars, and it was brought along for a very long time until quite recently, where a lot of the Bombay cabs used a similar design. It was then later taken over by PAL and then called the Padmini. But this is the Italian Fiat, the original 1100. So a small walk around is what I'm going to try to do. We have Fiat badging, the Fiat 1100 badging. I have a chrome bumper at the back. You can see this shape of the tail lamps. It's the indicator and that's the brake light. Here is the fuel filler cap. We have white walls, though these aren't original white walls. They are put onto the wire, or put onto the wheel, pardon me. And they do add a really nice look to the car in totality. This is the side profile of the car. It's a nice small car, but perfect size for today's environment. But unfortunately, modern cars have gotten a lot bigger. But yeah, it's a nice size. Parking it won't be too difficult. Obviously driving it is a different story, with the lack of power steering and the lack of modern technology aiding us and making cars easier to drive. This is the front. It has a nice grille with the headlights. You can see these are the indicator and tail lights. Has pretty strong headlights. You can't really drive it in at night. Pardon me, that's the parking light and that's the indicator light. Further, it has suicide doors, as we call them today, but yeah, backward opening doors. So it does look quite nice. So this is the interior of this car. Right, so it's quite a snug fit. Of course, it's cramped in today's standards. You don't have a gear knob here because it's a manual, with the lack of a gear knob here makes it a little confusing. But yes, this is a manual. It has 3 pedals, as you can see: accelerator, brake and clutch. Has an interesting steering wheel. It's very light. It's very big, but it's very light, and the turning circle isn't too bad. These are aftermarket. I mean, they're not period correct, but as you can see here, this is the revs and that's the amps. This is the instrument cluster. It has like a curtain effect, so the speed goes from 0 and it's like a curtain effect that goes on when however fast you go. But we don't push this car too much, so it doesn't really cross 40-45. But yeah, because of it being light, it's not slow. It doesn't have a very big engine. But yeah, this is the water temperature. This is the alternator. It's called generator. The oil temperature, the oil pressure, so if it goes too low. This is the odometer, so it reaches 25,000 kilometers. The lights, the reserve tank. So at that time, in the previous time, I believe some cars still have it, but as a reserve tank for the amount of petrol that we put in a car. And that's the fuel. So it's funny because instead of 1, they just written 4x4. I mean, it's people who aren't too good at maths like I am. That's 1. Yeah, so this is the starter. We have the choke here. We have the cigarette lighter here. These are the headlights. So this controls the lights. So this is the indicator, and these are the main beams. Lights on, lights off. The doors, like modern cars, when you open them, the light comes on here. Doors open, the light comes on here. I'm gonna close the door. You can see it's gone off now. So yes, that's one feature that's come quite a way. This car has a pretty cool feature of having a really quick starter. One of the quicker starters that I've seen when I'm driving. Even modern day cars, they take some time to start, but here you can just see the clutch in, ignition on, the car's on. Right, now I'm going to show you the back part of this car. So as you can see, it's a fairly short starter and a pretty small engine. So we have the battery there, and it's a 4-cylinder 1.1 liter engine. It's not very big, but the car is extremely light, so it makes for a really fun experience to drive. And overall, it's a nice little toy to have, and I can imagine why it's such a success in the Indian automotive history. So let's go in and have a drive and show you how things work. As far as the point of the driving goes, we have 4 gears. It's a column shift. It's a manual, 1.1 liter manual. I'll show you. So first is towards you and up, second is down, third is away from you and up, fourth is down. Reverse is all the way at the back and down. I need to get out of this spot, so I'll first engage reverse and see how it goes. So that's reverse. Let's zoom into the gear and we're off. Drive, you have to get used to the clutch control and then get it and this kind of style gear knob, but apart from that, it's not very hard to drive. Now let's give it some beats. Okay, suspension is extremely smooth. Unlike today's cars, black and yellow speed breaker would completely break everything, but this car's taken it quite well. All in all, it's a fun driving experience. I don't think you'll be able to do this every day in traffic. You know, the clutches are a little harder than today's special clutch. These are wired clutches, so of course it won't be the same. And the lack of power steering, maybe on a stationary parking, this would be a problem because we don't have sensors and we're very used to reversing cameras and the likes. But yeah, apart from that, it's not a very hard drive. I don't have any rear view mirrors on the side, so that makes it a little bit of a task to drive, but I do have one big mirror here, so that helps a lot. So yeah, I think that's this car covered.